Am I the idiot for calling my sister stupid for her opinion on my dad for cheating on our mom? So, our parents are in the middle of a very messy divorce. They've been together since before my older sister was born. There's 3 of us kids, sis 27, me 22, bro 20, we've all been grown and out of the house for a few years. Our mom does not get along with any of us, she's an all-around nasty person and anyone who knows her knows this. Including my sister. The fact that she and dad are splitting doesn't surprise anyone, but the fact our dad had cheated on her definitely shocked everyone. Both my family are very religious and they take that kind of stuff extremely seriously. I don't really know the full details of my father's infidelity, but to my knowledge nothing happened until after they already agreed to separate. Per usual, my mom started twisting the truth to make people side with her, but that's not what's going on with my sister. She believes my dad, but she's still upset because my father didn't wait until the divorce was finalized and doesn't want to even talk to him, because he's a cheater. Long story short, in our sibling/cousin group chat I straight up said she and our mom were stupid for being mad at our dad for sleeping with another person, while they're divorcing. I didn't bring it up out of nowhere, my sister and cousins were already talking about it. Not a single person backed me up except one cousin, and my brother in private. It turned into a huge fight, and we're not really talking right now. And people are telling me to apologize. I said hell no, and I don't plan on changing my mind. I get being religious and the sanctity of marriage or whatever, but this is just too much in my opinion. They do not love each other. It's really not even any of our business as far as I'm concerned, but now half my family thinks I'm an asshole over it and it's making me feel crazy. Edit, I've just been reading these comments and slowly realizing how badly I handled this. I haven't yet, but I'm going to apologize to my sister. I took my upset with the situation out on her and that wasn't fair at all. Thank you for being honest with me, everyone, and sorry for making you read our messy family drama. Comment 1. Her opinions don't really affect you. You may disagree with her and maybe her opinions are incorrect, but that is the beautiful thing about opinions, they don't have a right or wrong. They aren't facts, they are our own, they differ. They are shaped by our individual moral code and standards. Honestly, as a very religious person I do look down on your father, not so much for the timing of the affair, but for sleeping with someone who he isn't married to. Whether it is adultery or simple fornication, AITA, premarital sex, it is all equivalent immo. Even though we as humans like to think adultery is somehow more wrong. But that is really a side issue to the YTA/NTA issue. But what makes you YTA is the completely unnecessary name calling. Calling someone stupid is not okay. Ignorance and stupidity are not equivocal. Stupidity and stubbornness are not equivocal. With the name calling you crossed the line from simple disagreement to, Even if I did side on the side, after knowing the full story of what went down, I would not have come to your defense as you are in the wrong here, not for your opinion as you can't really be in. For an opinion, but for the name calling of your sister because her opinion is on a different side than you. Comment 2. I experienced something similar to this. My parents were married 21 years, I'm pretty sure my mom never loved my dad, he kind of trapped her into marriage. We sometimes refer to my mom as an ice queen because she was never really affectionate, especially not with my father. Even though the relationship wasn't happy, it was long, and I was there when my mom found out about the infidelity from the other woman, and I saw my ice queen of a mother crumpled on the ground, labored breathing, weeping like a child. It's an image I'll never forget. Bottom line, cheating hurts people, even nasty people, even when the relationship is all but over. I often said over the years I don't blame my dad for wanting out of the relationship, but he did it wrong. I don't know if your sister is married, but now that I am, I feel all the worse for my mother. No one goes into marriage thinking that's how it's going to end. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for not letting a classmate cheat? So, I, 20F, am in college now. We have our end semester exams going on. Yesterday, we had one practical exam. I'm doing graphics, so our practicals are held in computer labs. The seating arrangement was roll number wise, so I was seated next to my classmate with the roll number prior to mine. Now, quick history, I'm not close with that guy. He's just a classmate and we don't even talk during classes. He's also the type of guy who plays mobile games while the professor is teaching something. Now, before the exam started, he told me desperately, "Please, I didn't practice anything. I beg you with folded hands. Please help me." Now, I was a little shocked to see how desperate he was, owning to the fact that yesterday's practical was one of the most easy ones, where you don't even need to practice, just use your creative ideas. And we also had 4 days of study break for this exam. Well, he was still looking at me, so I mumbled, "Okay." Then, as the test started, there were 2 questions only, both of 20 marks. He asked me which one will I attempt first, so I said number 1. So we both opened the file on our computers each. I started doing my work, and via side-eye, I noticed he was just blatantly copying. Not even changing a little bit. Now this made me nervous, because when the examiner will check, he'll find 2 similar files and he'd understand there was cheating, and might cancel both the works. So I told him once that, "Please change yours a little bit. You can copy, but please don't do it exactly like mine." He nodded, but after a few minutes when I checked, he was doing the same thing again. So I repeated my words once again, then twice, then thrice. By that time I had enough. So I thought to myself, what could I do? And I came up with 2 options. Tell the invigilator that he was cheating. Turn my computer away so that he couldn't see anymore. I decided that the first option would be harsh on him, so I went along with the second. Now, what I told him might be rude. I said, "I'm sorry, but I can't let you cheat off of me anymore. Do the next question on your own and don't disturb me, time is running out. Do what you learned in class." And I turned my computer screen away from him. TBH, that was a little hard for me too, as I now had to see the screen sideways, but I had to do that. His blatant cheating was annoying me. Then as I completed my exam, I looked over at his screen to see what he had done. He was stuck. Did some wrong steps and now couldn't figure out what to do. I told him to tell the invigilator that he was having some graphics issue, but he brushed me off. Now, I'm feeling a bit two-minded. On one hand, I'm thinking maybe I should have helped him, but on the other hand, I feel that I'm not responsible for someone who doesn't practice/study at home, and depends on their seatmates. So, what do you think? Edit. So many people commented as to why I let him cheat off of me in the first place. Well, it's a thing here. Everyone helps each other out, but not wholly. You're considered a jerk or rude or egoist if you refuse to help someone out. Comment 1. So, you're in college, and during a practical exam, a lazy classmate desperately asks to cheat off you because he didn't bother to prepare. As he shamelessly copies your work, you kindly ask him to make changes, but he ignores you. Instead of ratting him out, you turn your screen away so he can't cheat anymore. You finish your exam while he struggles. Are you the asshole? Nah. You're not responsible for lazy cheaters. Focus on your growth and let him learn the hard way. Stay strong and keep up the honest work. Comment 2. But not for the reason you think. You should never have let him start cheating. It's going to sound mercenary, but you need to put yourself and your education ahead of anything else in situations like these. So yes, you were the asshole, but to yourself for risking your future with academic dishonesty. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for confronting my BF that he cheated on a school project? Yesterday, my boyfriend approached me about a project for his audio production class. He asked if he should hire his friend, who is skilled in music editing and takes commissions, to work on the project for a fee. He mentioned that another classmate had already commissioned his friend for her project. Wanting to offer my honest opinion, I suggested that he should take the opportunity to work on the project himself and apply what he had learned in class. I emphasized that he would be the one graded for the task, not the person he hired. He seemed to passively agree with me. However, I wasn't satisfied with his response, so I suggested that he seek help from my brother, a DJ, who could provide music editing tips for creating a medley. He contacted my brother, but unfortunately, my brother had to decline due to a prior commitment. Today, we had a conversation where I asked him what happened with his project and if he had actually paid someone else to do it. Instead of addressing my question directly, he tried to divert the topic by offering to let me listen to the medley. I expressed that I had no interest in listening if he hadn't worked on it himself. He nonchalantly responded, which implied that he might have indeed paid someone else. I expressed my disappointment, stating that I didn't like the idea of him resorting to cheating. He claimed he didn't have enough time to complete the project and defended himself by saying that seeking assistance from someone skilled in creating medleys was a productive approach. He insisted that the focus should be on the quality of the process and effort rather than labeling it as cheating. However, his response felt like an excuse to me. I asked him directly if he sought assistance or if he asked someone else to do the entire project for him. He replied by mentioning how much he learned about music production and mashup creation in general. His answer didn't provide a clear confirmation of whether he did the project or not, leaving me confused. The idea of him cheating on an academic requirement troubles me because I value academic integrity and hard work. It makes me worry about the potential for dishonesty in other aspects of our relationship. I apologize for any typos or grammatical errors. I'm feeling overwhelmed and anxious. I would appreciate hearing your thoughts on the situation. I hope I've provided enough context to make everything clear. The project was given on Monday. Him telling me about his project was on a Friday. The deadline of his project is on Saturday at 2 p.m. My brother had no choice but to decline since he had something to attend to on Friday night. My brother sort of lightly reprimanded my BF for starting the project at the very last minute. When my BF said he didn't have enough time, he meant to say that I should consider his work at night. Comment 1. That part is actually the summarized quote of what he told me in verbatim. This is the full verbatim quote. Rather sought assistance from someone who has expertise in creating mashups. I wanted to ensure the best possible outcome for the assignment, learning aspect, since wasn't taught at all in class, and aside from what I said earlier and past days regarding this, I thought collaborating with someone skilled in that area would be a productive approach. I genuinely value the learning process and really did hands-on stuff. So no, let's focus on the quality of the process and the effort put into it rather than labeling it as cheating. Thoughts? Comment 2. What I am confused at the moment is if he actually paid his friend to do the entire output for him, or did his friend just do a part, or did his friend just teach him? Either of these choices can make the narrative different, but the problem with him is he isn't clear with me about which is which, and what exactly he did. He chose get someone because he didn't have enough time to work on it. He said I should factor in his work/job at night. However, he was given a week for it. If he told my brother earlier, I think my brother would have been able to teach him hands-on so that he get to do the task himself right on time. The problem is that he chose to do it last minute, so perhaps it's time management issues?